Hello and welcome. My name's Kevin. This is Dude for Bruce. We're here in CK3, hanging out with you all for our final Crusader hopping. You know, it's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna try to finish this one out cleanly by doing what we do best, by making Iberia a whole dynasty of its own. If you haven't been with us since the beginning, let's just quickly go through what has occurred in this campaign. Founding Father, King of all things holy and grand, gave birth to a second Walter, who went on to become King of Lithuania over here. Then gave birth to a daughter, Queen Morag, the Queen of Jerusalem, who then hung out there for a while with two sons and then made the Outermere Empire finally. Then our grandfather went on to, expand the empire and do all that, give birth to our father, who is the Persian king who crusaded for that. And last but not least, us, our little queen self, the Thief Slayer, is now Queen of Al-Andalus. We're at the point now where we need to just start moving this tracker as quickly as possible. So I'm going to start murdering people at a higher rate, going to start trying to fight people at a higher rate, maybe force converting some people when, just usurping some titles, always building castle stuff, just making that drift happen. Time-lapse, a world of heresy, so no Orthodox or Catholicism. You'd have to get rid of the Pope. I think that would be... It wouldn't be that hard to do. Both the Ecumenius Pope and the OG Pope we would have to get rid of, as well as probably Coptic. Yeah, because they have a lot of troops too. It's just like, at this point in the series, we're deep in that. They got a lot of troops. I got a lot of troops, and that's like why cannons were like such a pivotal part of human history, because you stopped being able to just build a giant castle, and because of that, you actually had to make a good army and be able to defend yourself, rather than just be like, I'm going to hold up in my castle, and if you got to come starve me out, and maybe, just maybe, you'll make me give up. Let's wait a second, because we're about to get out of this war. Boom. we just pretty much deleted Leon. That just got absolutely deleted. Oh, I have to siege this city down? I don't think I've ever realized you had to... Oh, because it's a walled city. Oh. That must be something... I don't think I've ever realized that. How much tyranny do we have? We'll find out. Probably a lot. Only 32, and we're missing about 38 a year. So we could keep this ball rolling by doing stupid stuff like this. Revoking lands, giving it back to people, revoking it again. I hate the fact that it's 25 progress is the top. I love how, because he's in my court, he has to do what I say. He's just like, well, when I wasn't at your court, I was for sure not going to marry you. But now that you say I don't have a choice in the matter, seems like it. I'll just say yes. An absolute terror for this whole Iberian Peninsula. Before I showed up, similar thing happened in the Middle East. Before I showed up, everything was not fine, but at least it wasn't as bloody. But now I've gone ahead and created a bloody mess where I've killed 20 people, probably. No, 16. Most of the ruling class here in Iberia. The stream, and today I brought actual real food this time. I brought a barley vegetable medley. I don't know. Made for dinner last night. So it looks like a resounding yes. Everybody wants to see another broken truce. Let's make sure our allies would like us, because breaking another truce is actually problematic if they don't come and save our butts. So let's shore up our little alliances. Here we go. Breaking a second truce to get this counter going higher. Oh, weird. Breaking truce doesn't compound. So that's now only really dependent on our prestige level. Interessant. So we could just keep breaking truces until this is done. A gray background. This is more us. A black-handled sword with a red background. Or with a white and gray background, or green. Yeah, that's better. Back. What's the issue? That's the issue. Finish. Okay. We're running it all the way back. The family's getting all back together. We love to see it. I'm gonna try to invoke our death. I think it's time. We've been having a good time of it, but let's break a couple more truces while we can. Just shaking my head and laughing, because like in every other event, I would probably be sweating bullets by doing this action over and over again. But because this is the best means to the end, I do not give a care. Probably like the last bastion of Asharis in this area, so why not go for Africa? There you go. Redirect the war. Have fun fighting the next crusade. I don't have time for that. Will not be threatened. Some more blackmailable people. All right, well, things are turning sour quick. Oh. I could bring him into this dissolution war? Heck yeah. Oh, because we negotiated an alliance with him? How? How are we allies? Oh no, I petitioned my liege. Oh, I see what I did. Should have read the fine print, but that's fine. Because our character is going to be that character. Does that mess up my whole plans? It kind of does, doesn't it? All right. Thankfully, we're dead. You were murdered by an unknown assailant. Cool. Now our lovely son is in command. We can finally move our capital here. Oh no. I have fear in my heart, guys. I have some big fear in my heart now. Woo-wee. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Let's get some people around us who can protect us. We're dead. There's nothing. There's no way to stop this. Unless our bodyguards, we need like a really good bodyguard. I think that's the only... Those 2 deaths in a row were tough, and I'm emotionally not in a good place because of it. I felt like we were like wilding out, and the game just came in and slapped us on the hand and was like, you can't be doing shit like that anymore, Kevin. It's gonna pop in 2 months too. Okay, what shall we do to fix these things? Oh man. There's even some faces that I recognize. I'm not sure why they're mad. Just go ahead and grant them all this. You can own pretty much all of this part of of the Byzantines. Does this count towards... It does count towards the struggle. Okay, so I think we should just border raid because it gives us a bunch of stuff. I think it, and also it makes the war goal is much quicker. Yeah, this family I invented, this family I invented, that family I did, and the house Andalabruce is my creation. Everything else out of my control. We do have 3 emperors, 6 kings, 16 dukes, 3 counts, 1 emperor by marriage. What's our 3rd empire? Emperors. I wonder if there's a dynasty of many thrones, of many thrones, but it was for emperorship. That'd be kind of a stretch goal that would be kind of sick. Is this what Rome felt like at some point, where you're just like, the empire is just so goddamn unwieldy. There's no way we can keep everything like under control. There's just too much going on. We don't have the technology to like mass communicate that often. Like getting anywhere, one side of the empire to another takes years at a time sometimes. I feel like we're at a level that we can just keep breaking truces, because I can't afford to go through the whole cycle all over again. We gotta keep this shindig on the road. Wine opens doors to Satan. No Satan activities in my court. More Satan activities. Whatever. Drink up. Did you get both of the wine modifiers? Yep, looks like it. How long does the negative 50 penalty last? It's undetermined amount of time. My guess is it's probably 10 years, or maybe the life of the person, maybe. We're in the hostile scheme, so now all the thing that matters is just one more county needs to be converted in 7 years. But yeah, I think this whole campaign it's been a pretty fun one. It's been a pretty interesting one too. We've just conquest without really seriously doing that much conquest. I feel like when we were in Jerusalem, we kind of did a ton. We kind of went crazy. Everywhere else, I kind of just like I arrived and did stuff for a little while. Still very surprised that all these former nations that we've got. It just kind of shows that the AI is starting to get smarter. If you haven't done a challenge like this, I think you should check it out, because it's like it made me think in a lot newer ways. It also, like I've said in things past, it's just like a lot more like you kind of brick your time up into like 30-year gaps of like, how can I mid-max in 30 years to be the best thing for when I leave, or best enough troops for me to get onto my next land, as well as maintaining a solid like country there. How much time it takes to make a normal time lapse depends on the time lapse. Some of them my computer can bust them out in about 4 hours. Some of them take a much longer time. Some of, like, I would say it ranges like a very basic, like if I haven't done a lot of changing of things in the game, like that require a lot more thinking for my processor and stuff like that, I would say 2-3 hours. Oh, got so distracted that we've now done it. It's time for a strong leader to finally drag this peninsula from the mire of war and division. Iberia will be united under the Catholic king flying the Outremer banner. Boom. Sure, why not piss off some culture people? Boom. There we go. Only took so long. I actually got 2 achievements that I'd never gotten before. Holding in Iberia and the other one. Much for being here, supporting me through this week of madness. It's been a fun idea. Like I've been saying, we're going to pivot a little bit to Victoria in the next week. So look out for that. As always, if you want to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon. It's Dude for Bruce at Patreon. You can see some videos there that we put out monthly. Some interesting, goofy little things I try to put out, and a little more creative than, or a little departure from just being CK3 content specifically. Other than that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and thank you so much for being out here with me. Ciao!